Hey everyone, this is Reaper. Welcome to another episode of Century Countess. Today's video will be continuing the 2024 Emerald City Comicon Costume Jack Skellington. This episode we will be working on the jacket, and let me tell you, we had some complications. Not with the project itself, mainly with the fabric. But without further ado, let's get started. These are our sleeves, and this is the crisis that we have to deal with. So, as I was saying in the intro, the fabric shop online, I purchased it January 17th, January 20th. Never got back with me until Monday of last week that they were sold out of the fabric, which was upsetting. So this is the actual purple that we had most of, that we ordered, then they sold out of. And then this is our alternative. Good news, this is inseam fabric. Bad news, it will slightly be seen, but not much. And the areas where it will be seen, it can be worked with. It won't be noticed unless we pointed it out, at least sleeve-wise, for this one. Because the other part where we had to use an alternative purple was the coat tail, which will be seen. But like I said, the rest of this inseam, this beautiful dark purple, will not be seen, unfortunately. But actually, fortunately, since we have two different colored purple inseams for the sleeves. So, in my rant about the fabric, except from now on, when I do inseams that I know are going to probably matter to me and be showy, I'm probably just going to go to Joann's, where I know there'll be fabric that I can see and I can compromise if they don't have much of. Here are our pattern pieces for the Jack Skellington jacket. Now, as in the intro, I suppose you're wondering what was the problem with the fabric when I had to do another order for more quantity to make the rest of the pattern pieces. Well, the secret is right here. Can you see what it is? Let me show you the sleeves and I will reveal the secret. So this first side, we're doing the pin stitch method, as you see here, and then we're going to run it through the sewing machine later. Right here is a guideline. There is going to be a little bit of a gap, so I can just slide the tail of the jacket in. More on that later. As you can see, there are different markings. So the reason to this is because what I'll do is I'll lay the patterns out, I'll mark them, and then I'll start sewing, and then the marking alignment will change, so that will change over time. This all will probably change, so right here, this new line will fade away. And also, speaking of the markings, it's just basically a white measuring pencil, kind of charcoaly. It will just easily just brush away. Over time, it will brush away, and as you can see here, it's already fading out. If I just scratch at it, it just goes away. So it's not going to ruin the fabric. It's not going to scar it with markings or anything. So we're going to finish it up, and then we'll go to the next step. Here it is, all pin stitched. It is not machine shown yet. I want to do a video machine showing it. The straps are also not sewn, they're just pinned. And the reason why I want to machine sew this is because I want to do a quick fitting. I may need to take it in, which would be great. This area right here that I marked is where the coat tail will stop. So it'll be this variety opening, which is accurate to the film, but for me, I may want to add a little extra, so I might make another piece, a custom piece of coattail to kind of pattern it out a little bit. I don't know. It just depends on how it will look after I tailor it and everything. And again, excuse the damn notifications. They ping every now and then. They are a custom must on our video. Every time I do a video, there's always a ping. But I digress. So what we're going to do now is we're going to have a quick lunch break. And I apologize for the mess in the background. This is my workstation here at the moment. But anyway, we're going to continue working and I'll get back to you when we get to the machine showing. So the per minute sewing begins. We're running it through the sewing machine. And as I progress further into this project, this is a two-part. I apologize for that. I'll explain a little bit more in the outro. But we had so many plans, designs for this project, and a lot of complications. As I said earlier, we had to find a solution for the fabric that was sold out, and we couldn't find a color match. So that was a bummer. And as I furthered into the project, I realized there were some ideas that I had done that cannot be altered, and I have to figure out how to fuse them together, which I did. But again, that will all be revealed in part 2. In this video footage, you will see me putting the coat together, adding the stripes. I will admit that I did not do all the stripes on camera because this is a process when you're doing the stripes. And it needs both concentration, so I couldn't focus on the cam as well as keep my focus on 2 things at once. Doing multiple things is super stressful, especially with my personal situation going on right now. But we managed. We always manage to solve alternatives. We always manage to survive. And especially when it comes to sewing projects, if something doesn't turn out how we want it, and we end up dealing with a big blooper, we somehow work with it, and the costume ends up being fabulous in the end, as you all know. For those who have followed me for a long time, I have mentioned projects I've had basically almost broke me, but I managed to break them, and they turn out fabulous. As I said earlier, I'm adding the stripes. This is basically how I do it. I did wiggly lines because Jack Skellington's suit is not a straight line suit. In fact, it kind of looks like the ridges in the tree that we see in the intro opening of Nightmare Before Christmas. So I wanted to contribute that like I did with the pants. Also, these stripes do stick to each other. I found that out when I folded the pants. So my plan is to not do a full stripe on the back side of the sleeves, and the reason why is because I don't want to end up sticking or gluing myself to my outfit, so a little bit of space in certain areas when I add the sleeves will be done. So nearly one whole side of the suit is covered in stripes. Now we just added the sleeve off camera, and we're going to be adding the stripes next with this puff glue. As I said earlier, not the entire sleeve will be covered in stripes to avoid sticking. Here is the sleeve fully covered in the stripes. As I said, the back side, side area, I mean, it won't be covered in stripes to avoid sticking. So this wraps up part 1. I apologize that we could not fully complete the jacket in one go, but I have displayed it for you guys in full with the tie included. I apologize if the tie is a little cut off. We have to alter our plans for this project, but it will happen. But because of the alteration and the surprises and the unexpected mishaps, it's going to have to be a 2-part video adventure. But don't worry, you guys. We will be continuing on. We just got to take a quick break. We got to take a deep breath and then find an alternative, which we have, but we got to see if it will work. So until then, please like, subscribe, hit that bell, and do not worry, we will be back with the continuation of the Jack Skellington jacket. So until then, peace.